Hello, 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 good afternoon everybody. It is Pip here. Oh, I'm 2 minutes late. How did that happen? Oh, I didn't mean to be so late. Sorry guys. For the cards today, I thought I would start off with the beautiful paper. This is the Clubhouse paper. And one of the sheets you can actually chop up. So this is this sheet of cardstock. Hi Alison, hi Fiona. Hello, good morning. Well, afternoon actually, Alison, but yes, hello. It feels like morning. It always feels like morning for me when I say hello to everybody. But yes, we're gonna focus on this. So it's actually one of the pieces of paper in your pack of papers for Country Life, but you've got images on them that you can just literally chop them up like this. So it comes in a big sheet like that. I don't know if I've still got the big sheet actually. Hold on. Have I still got the big sheet? I don't think I have. I think I chopped it all up. Yeah, can't find it. Can't find it. It's in here somewhere, but I can't find it. So yes, but it comes as a big sheet. You can see that this is like a strip. So you get a certain number of these, and then you can chop them up, and then you can play with them. So I was going to give you a little bit of a watercolor pencil technique-y kind of thing. I've had a lot of people talking to me about, I did a watercolour working with colour class last 2 weekends ago. No, not last weekend, the weekend before. Man, that's gone quick. But also seems like a really long time ago. So we were talking about working with colour, and I was talking about stays on and blends and inks and paints and all that kind of stuff. And anyway, this is going to be noisy. Sorry. Try and put them down. Why is it pencils can never be quiet when you put them on your table? Anyway, so we were chatting about all the different things that you could do, and people got a little bit confused about working with colour. And for those of you who are around as demonstrators a while ago, you will know that I did a presentation at On Stage, or convention as it was called back then, that talked about the different things that you could work with in terms of alcohol pens and memento and stays on and all that kind of stuff, and the different styles. If you wanted vintage, if you wanted shabby chic, if you wanted bold and simple, or whatever, you know, all the different things, and which would be the best things for you to use. So I thought, well, I would try and do a little bit more about that. So I thought I would start off with, very simply, some pencil shading, colouring, working like that. So I have here, oh, that took ever such a long time to explain what I was trying to do. Anyway, so I have here my two watercolour assortments. This is assortment number 1, and this is assortment number 2. Okay, and the assortment is just basically the different colours in them and the size of it. So this one has lots of the original colours from before we did the colour refresh. So it's got the basic black and the this is early espresso. We've got old olive, we've got melon mambo, real red, all that kind of stuff. I think I'm supposed to have oh no, Bermuda Bay's over here, I can't remember. Anyway, there's lots of stuff here, Pacific Point. There's also a white, which is very useful. So we're going to pull the white out because that's handy. And then over here are more my colours: gorgeous grape, balmy blue, night of navy, granny apple green, all that kind of stuff, and Bermuda Bay. Oh no, Coastal Cabana actually, but it looks like Bermuda Bay to me. But when it comes out, it's more like Coastal Cabana. Anyway, so I thought I would just use these colours, because there's a night of navy in here as well somewhere. One of these is a night of navy. Here we go, night of navy. So we're going to pull out night of navy. We're going to pull out, one of these is a garden green, and funnily enough, the colours in the paper is a garden green. Hello, hi Leslie. So, you know, we're getting matching going on. Now, this is crushed curry, but we do have a daffodil delight, so that will work too. And then this is, I think it's a real red, and we've got a real red here. There we go. But we've also got a lady doing some stuff here, right? And I like giving them, you know, lady golfers wear some funky stuff. So I have got here, which one's this? Flirty Flamingo and Mango and Melon Mambo. So we'll have those just to hand. We'll push the other ones a bit over there a little bit. We've got Cherry Cobbler as well, Gorgeous Grape. Might bring in a bit of Gorgeous Grape, because you can never go too far wrong with a bit of Gorgeous Grape. And then we're going to need a bit of Balmy Blue for the river. Okay, I think that's everything that we've got. We might use a bit of espresso. Oh, I'm just bringing all of it in now, aren't I, really? We've also got Cajun Craze, which is a handy colour. And then this funny looking oh, this is crushed curry. I always think it's like a brown, but it's not. Okay, well, we'll leave that one in there too. So we've got lots of colours that work with the colours that are in the Country Life pack. And you can see, look, there we go. There's some brighter. It also has mint macaron, but we don't have one of those as a watercolour pencil. So they're quite bright. These are quite big and bold, but I like these checker sides, and I like this one with the golf bags all over it. I think that's quite cute. So I'm just going to go with Night of Navy plain bases, some Whisper White matting for it, and then we're just going to go with some colouring. And I'm not going to try and colour everything. I think that's something that we try and do. We try and colour the whole picture, and then sometimes it's a bit liney or a bit messy, and then we get despondent. My attitude is, let's not try and colour the whole picture. Let's just try and colour the elements of the picture that we want to highlight. So I'm just colouring the trees, and I'm literally just going right over it in circular motions, because I find that gives a nice soft feel to it with my garden green. And at the moment I'm not even doing any shadowing, I'm just laying down the colour. Okay, so we just do that for a bit, and then we've got some little shrubby things here behind her. There we go. And then the trees on this side. There's going to be a lot of just me colouring, but colouring is so relaxing. I find these sessions, even though I'm the one teaching you guys or showing you guys, not some of you know how to do this already, so I'm like teaching you to suck eggs, but you know, it's just, I find that this relaxes me as well, so it's great. It's like a double whammy. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? And now we can go back in and add some colour and some darkness, and we can see where that is, because, you know, as we always do, Stampin' Up has already given us the areas where that darkness is going to be, and we know that it will be in the shadow lines. Like, trees are always darker underneath, aren't they? When you look out, when you're out walking on your own, isolating yourself, but still getting exercise, you can see that the trees are lighter on top and slightly darker underneath. So we're just adding in that, and it's not massive amount of dark. I'm getting thumbs up here. Good. Do you know what? I stop looking at the screen when I'm doing my colouring. I'm sorry, I shouldn't do that. Oh, Jade's on. Hey, Jade. Oh, and Angela's on. Where's some fabulous colours and clothes? I can't see who said that, but yes, they do. I love the lady golfers. I'm sorry if I'm missing comments, but I'm looking down and instead of looking at my screen at the same time. I've not worked out the technique yet of colouring in and looking at the screen. I must practice that. Must practice that a bit more. I hope everybody had an okay Mother's Day. Even if it was a different Mother's Day, it was still a nice one, because it was Mother's Day here in the UK. For those of you not from the UK, yesterday was our Mother's Day, so it was all a bit odd. There we go. So just, and if you think you've got any lines, just circular motions to just bring them out. Okay, so those are the trees, and they're really, you can see that a bit better now. Yeah. Okay, so then we're going to go in with, actually we're going to go in with some pinks. They always wear pinks. Flirty Flamingo, that seems like a good pink for a skirt. Now for this one I'm doing more lines, and you can hear that because you can hear the pencil, and the reason why I'm doing lines is because we're following the lines of the skirt that Stampin' Up have already given you on your image to do. Okay, so when it's like a swoosh, I follow the lines with a swoosh. When they've got straights, I do that, because then you're going with the line of the image and it makes more sense to just follow that through and go with it. There we go. Now we still need to put in our dark bits. We've still got some gaps coming in there, so I'm just going to go down the edges, and it might sound like I'm being quite firm, but actually I'm being quite light. It's just because it's on wood. that you can hear it a bit more. I'm adding a bit more pressure when I'm getting these darker sections. All colouring is just pressure. It's just learning the flowing of the lines to follow in those markings that have been put there for you, and adjusting your pressure accordingly. Or at least that's how I work it. And sometimes you can go backwards and forwards and just add a bit more in. There we go. Hey, hi Jane. Oh, Jane's on, Rach is on. Hello. I like this. All my friends coming to see me and play. And if you've got any pens or pencils, if you're doing any crafting, let us know what you're doing and follow along with me. There we go. So if that's not dark enough for you and you want to make it more vibrant, then you can go back in and you can start adding more colour, because you can always lay down more colour. But it is quite tricky, even though they're pencils, to take that colour off. So if you want to lay down more, just be a little bit firmer and a bit more vibrancy will come through, because I want it a bit more vibrant for this skirt. There we go. How's that? You see that? It's a bit washed out on my image, but actually it is quite vibrant in real life. My lights might be a bit too strong. Okay, and then we will give her, what colour should we give her as a top? You tell me what colour you think we should have as a top while I do her legs, and I'll keep looking for comments. Now I'm using Calypso Coral because it's the best colour that we've got for skin tones for white people. Okay. Oh no, Suzanne says she's stored them away and now can't find them. Oh, Suzanne, that's not good. Okay, so I'm just adding a tiny amount of Calypso Coral on her legs. Just a tiny, tiny amount. Then I'm going to go through with the Whisper White and mix it by doing some rubbing motions over the top of it. Circular motions over the top of it. And it helps to blend it in a bit. Okay. And that's why the white is quite handy. But you know, these girls are tanned, so we can probably give her a bit more of a tan. She's allowed to be tanned because they're out in the sun all the time, aren't they? So unless they wear those long trousers, but quite a lot of golfers have got tanned legs. There we go. That looks all right. And we'll do the same with her arms. Granny apple green or yellow, says Suzanne. Okay. So we will do some nice bright colour for her top then. Okay, and then we're going to need her hat as well, so keep those ideas coming, and we'll pick another one for her hat because you know they're different. Now here we've got more shadows going on underneath, so we can afford to put a little bit more definition in under there. Okay, and smooth it away again. So how are you all coping with all this homeschooling malarkey? Joining you at last as Mark just blew all the fuses and an outside lamp. Oh no, Jean, that's not good. Okay, we've got a yellow coming here from Jan as well. Oh Jean, that is not good. Hope you managed to stay on. Okay, I'm going to use Early Espresso for her hair, just so that we have some definition from these bright colours that we're putting in for her hat. So we've got a granny apple green and a yellow. So where's my granny apple? I've got a granny apple, there we go. Oh, someone's trying to get hold of me. Okay, so we're going to go granny apple green for her top, like so. And again, I'm sort of doing a mixture of lines and circles for this one. And then shadow, so we can hash for shadow. So hashing is basically where you, I'm going to use a bigger piece because it's easier to show you a bigger piece. Beautiful yellow. Okay, we've got more yellow. Carol did her first 30-minute workout with Joe this morning. Excellent. So hashing is like this. Hashing is where you go one way and then the other way to create texture. Okay, Circular motions I use quite a lot, like this. That's the other way of doing watercolouring pencils. Okay, you can do stippling and just dots. That takes too long. That drives me nuts. Oh, it's a bit tricky when your 7-year-old doesn't want to do the maths and reading and would rather watch something. Kids on YouTube. Oh dear. I'm glad everyone's doing exercise though, that's good. Yeah, so stippling I don't like. You can do the long lines, that works. So you can see there's a mixture of different ways that you can lay down colour. Hashing and lines just makes it a bit smoother than the lines, if you see what I mean. Hopefully you can see that a little bit. So we're doing a little bit of hashtagging. It's not hashtagging, it's hashing over here because her top goes in all kinds of which ways. There we go. And then we've got a bit swishing down. I don't know if that's supposed to be a different colour, but never mind, we'll just keep going with it. It's my top, I can make it any colour I want. There we go. Alrighty. Wow, that is a lovely vibrant colour, isn't it? But the good thing, it's going to go with Night of Navy, and Night of Navy is, as we all know now, a neutral colour, which means pretty much you can put anything with it and it'll look good. Okay, so now we're going to have a lovely yellow hat apparently. So let's go with Daffodil Delight. We might as well keep going with the brights. And this one, because it's a circle and it's empty, I'm just doing round. So see how I change my technique depending on what shape I'm doing. There. Okay, so she's looking pretty good now. What do you reckon? She's all right, isn't she? And then I think what I would do is with my garden green, go back in again and I'd just add a line to the bottom of this to give her horizon a little bit more definition, like so. And maybe a little bit of definition under her feet, because you know you want her to stand on something really. You don't want her floating around. Okay. Oh, okay. Alison, Kieran's feeling a bit poorly today and still done some schoolwork. Oh, bless him. And Carol says she's finally got round to making a card with a tulip set. Excellent. See, it's get all these added bonuses. We should just be grateful for all the added bonuses. So I'm going to pop her on here, and you can see that it leaves quite a wide border, but a narrower border at the top. But I'm okay with that. What I wanted to do then was just matte that onto white. So we're pulling through the white from there to there to there, and then we'll pop it onto my Night of Navy. Now I always fold my cards this way, just by literally turning them over and folding them. But if you do have trouble with that, you know, you can do it on the, you can do it with a scoreboard. So for those of you who don't know, you can use your scoreboard. Now, I love this scoreboard because it has centimeters on a plate. So you get it, when you get it, it's in inches, imperial, and then you order the metric plate to go on top. But it's got this little mark here, 10.5 centimeters. So it's showing you where to do your scoring for half a card base. So it's literally that simple. If I can pick up a piece of card, you just pop it on, score, and then your card base is ready to fold, and it makes folding so easy and so nice and crisp. I mean, I would still burnish it. I always still burnish with my bone folder, but it just helps you make sure that you've got a nice fold. Okay, so fold in half and burnish. Much easier if you struggle with putting your finger in the right place and doing this, that and the other with it. So there we go. Okay. Oh, you didn't know that, Heather? Oh, see, well, I've taught you something new today. Excellent, good. I like sharing new stuff with people. Okay, I'm going to take a sip of my tea because otherwise it always goes cold. I've got my tea and it's in my Piglet mug today, so hopefully you've all got tea and coffee ready to go. I had a lovely chat earlier. One of my friends, Jane, gave me a call. I said, oh, can I help? What's up? She went, no, I'm just ringing to say hello. It's lovely, really lovely. So that's nice. And I think we just need to keep doing that, keep connected to each other and keep connected to everybody, and that's why I'm going to carry on doing these and try and do some more of these. So as I say, Wednesday, come back, we'll do something, and then I will be sending out information about a class, of an online craft along for my customers and for my team. Make sure the bags are the right way up before you put the glue down. That's right, yep. Now, shall I pop that up onto something? See, the thing is, if you do a little edge, it's going to wipe out too much of the edge. So I think I'm just going to go flat with it. Also good for posting. But I am going to put a sentiment on. We'll put a little bit more glue on there. I know it's strong, but even so. So I'll pop that up on there. And see, this woman's doing really well. She's self-isolating. She's playing golf all by herself. So that works. And then in Country Life, we've got, happy birthday, happy Father's Day. You're the greatest guy by par. Hope the next year is full of green fairways, blue skies and short putts. Now, that's quite a good one for a golfer. When do you use the blender pen with watercolours? Very confused. Okay, I will show you how to do that. This one I'm doing flat, just as it is. Okay, just with pencils. I'll show you the next bit in a minute with the next card. Morning, Debbie. Debbie from Texas, good morning. How are you? Now, I need my Night of Navy. Yeah, it's going to be safest, isn't it, putting it in Night of Navy, I think. Now, my question is this going to fit in this one, or am I going to do a long one? Going to do a long one. Okay, so let's see. Next question, will it fit in one of these? Yes, it will. Excellent. But that one's a bit wiggly. So, okay, so we've got, I missed Sheila's mug, Fox mug for Sheila, Pooh mug for Alison. Excellent. It's nice to see that AA Milne is well used. Now, is that straight? No. Do it again. Obviously it needs to be a little bit up. Yeah, that's better. Sometimes you just have to get used to the do you fold into the crease or away from the crease? That's a very good question, Jan. So when I have scored my cardstock, I score it here and then I fold it that way. So you have the bumpy bit on the inside, if that makes sense. So I don't know if you can see. So here's the bumpy bit that I got from scoring into the scoreboard, and when you fold it, that seems to give you the best thing, the best edge. Oh no, Leslie, you keep cutting out. Oh, that's not good. I hope we get that sorted. Hide your lumps and bumps. Okay. Yes, we don't want any lumps and bumps showing. Now, this one I'm going to go straight, but you could of course put banners on it. But I'm going to go straight over there. So it goes from one side to the other, like so. Okay. And I'm going to pop these up on dimensionals. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Right, let's put that up on there. Right, from there to there to there. There we go. There. So there. So that's for anyone who's a bit of a golf fan. I know quite a few people who are golf fans. Yeah, I think that looks quite nice. You like? That's how I fold too. Hide your lumps and bumps. Oh, I see, Heather. Yes, exactly. Yes. Oh, good. I'm glad everyone else folds that way too. That's always good to know. So that's my first card. Now, second card, I'm going to talk to Carol's point about using blender pens. These, the first thing I have to explain to you is that these are blender pens, not stamping blends. What is it about having a lip on a card? Oh, okay, sorry, I'm missing some of these comments. So, oh, have a nice walk with Herbie, Fiona. I'll catch you up later. Oh, you've got this set arriving today. How cool is that? Okay, cool. So, yes, Leslie, so having a lip on a piece of cardstock. So whenever you fold a piece of cardstock, because you are, even if you cut it perfectly, okay, and these are cut perfectly to 21 this way, and you're going to crease it in 10.5, because you're creasing the card, you're actually stretching the fibres, so you'll never get it exactly the same on both sides. And I don't know if you can see here, but can you see here there's a lip? So this piece is just slightly shorter than this back piece, okay? The longer edge is your top of your card, and the edge is called your leading edge, because when you open it, it leads you into the card, okay? And it doesn't matter, it just makes it easier for people to open the card if you have the leading edge on the front. So hopefully that answers. I'm such a donut, I did not realise you could use the watercolour pencils without water. You're not a donut. Why would you think you're a donut? Of course you can. How would you know that if nobody ever told you that? So there you go. Yes, of course you can. You can use them without water, you can use them with water, you can use them with the blender pen. So let's talk pens for a second. When I talk about blender pens, I'm talking about the pack that comes in a pack of 3. This is a pack of 3 blender pens, okay? They are no colour, okay? They might get a bit stained, but they're white tips, and both tips are exactly the same. Stamping Blends, what we use in our club, okay? What we use in our blends club, these are blends, singular, not blender, blends. And these are the alcohol markers that come with a nib end and a brush end. So these are alcohol markers, okay? This is a pen that's just used to help manipulate colour that is laid onto cardstock. It's a glycerin base, basically, and it's a flexible tip, and it just allows you to move ink around. So for this one, I'm going to suppose that this is a water hazard, although I think actually it's probably more of a bunker. So maybe we'll just do this as a bunker with a bit of crushed curry and some light crushed curry and some Cajun craze, maybe. We don't have a very light brown, but let's try this. So we're going to just, again, circular motions because it's a bigger expanse, and we just want to do some of the bits here. So I'm just sweeping round these sort of lines here. I'm just going to do those with lines like that, just following the lines. That will just come in a little bit from the edges. Okay, so you can see that there's not masses of colour going on there. Okay, just a little bit of colour around the edges, just keeping it quite light. Okay, so there's not, I have to keep pulling it off because I can't pick it up. So there's not a lot of colour on there, okay, just a little piece, and it's quite sort of dullish. Hey Thelma, nice to see you. I will keep the videos coming. If you use your blender pen, and this is, it's easy to keep clean. This is actually not red, it's actually clean, but you just can't see it. It's just stained a little bit, but it's fine, still works. If you use your blender pen, you can start to move that colour that you've just put down, and it will just blend it outwards a bit. Now, this is paper. This is not our Whisper White cardstock, so you have to be a little bit careful because it's a little bit more delicate of paper, and when you really scrub at it with a blender pen, you can even pill our Whisper White cardstock, which is basically, pilling is what happens when the fibres just disintegrate and start to come apart. You know, like when you get a jumper and you get bits sticking on it and you, oh, I've got pills on my jumper, pilled jumper, because the wool has pilled. That's basically what you're doing. Can you see how even the cardstock is starting to bubble a little piece? I don't know if you can see that, but can you see how much brighter that is now and how it's pulled the colour forwards? Yeah. And that's what a blender pen does. You don't want to do too much of it, as I say, it especially on this cardstock, because I can see it's bobbling already. If you did it on a piece of Whisper White cardstock, so supposing I had a lot more colour like that, really strong, and I took my blender pen, I could make it move quite a lot. Okay, see that? And see how it's decreased it in strength. So it's gone down in strength, but I can move it around. Yeah. The problem is that if you keep doing it, can you see how it's starting to literally take the bits of cardstock away? Because the more you add, the more it destroys your cardstock. Okay, so that's why when I say to you, you have to use the right cardstock to do the right thing, it's because I don't want you to do that. Okay, so we're just going to use the blender pen gently on these cards, and I wouldn't go back over that now. That's it. That's just going to be my hint of it being a bunker. So now I'm going to go in with my granny apple, no, not with my granny apple, with my garden green behind here, because we want to show that this is actually on a fairway. So, and again, oh no, that's not good. I need to just go and turn a light on. My smoke alarm upstairs is telling us we need to change the batteries. So, but we've had a few other things on our mind. But luckily, if I turn the light on, it charges the battery. So I'm going to go and turn that on in a sec. Okay, otherwise it'll just keep beeping at us every few minutes and get really annoying by the time we finish this. Okay, so that's the fairway. Then again, we're just going to go swishy round. There it goes again. Yes, it does move more. Hi Jenny. Yes, Alison, it does move well on the shimmer paper. I'm not even going to go to shimmer paper right now. That's all going to be part of my online course that I'm going to do for you all, because there's a lot of things to talk about just when we talk about paper. But you're right. For those of you who know cardstock, then yes, shimmer paper is good too. Okay. So here we go, round and round and round and round. I mean, basically the stuff that I'm going to teach you in this course that I'm going to try and put together, I did a presentation that took probably 40 minutes, and I've subsequently taught in classes and whatever for hours. You can speak about ink and cardstock and paper just endlessly. There's so many different things you can do, and I'm always still learning, so I keep adding to my notes on watercolour and ink and paper and how to use them and all the various different things. And I have got some videos already up on YouTube, which you can go and have a look at, which talk about, if you look at my early techniques, there are some there, but I've got more to come. I want to do them again based on stuff that we've got now that we didn't have before. There we go. I like this green on these trees. They're getting the bushes. They're going really nicely. Hey Sue, you're on. That's nice too. Everybody's coming on. It's so lovely to see you all. Right, we're going to go early espresso down here. So Sue, you should be getting your packet in the post either today or tomorrow, if you've not got it already, for your Simply Stylish. And I'm going live here at 12:30 on Wednesday, so that you can come and craft along with me and complete your packet. Okay, just so that you're aware. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of Granny Apple Green, because this is the true wonder sometimes of the blender pen. So here I'm just overdoing a little bit of lighter colour over the top of the dark. Can you see that okay? Can you see the green, the light green going on? Yeah, I think so, hopefully. Okay, it's very therapeutic colouring. It sure is, Sheila. It sure is. Okay, so now, if I just very gently do this, with my blender pen. It really merges and brings out that vibrancy of the green. Not the green as in a Gulf green, but a green as in the granny apple green. The colours really brings it to life and merges it beautifully with that garden green. So we've got a real mixture going on, and that's what I love about the blender pens. So you did get that mixture of the two greens together, but see how much more vibrant it is when you add the blender pen onto that. Cool. Okay, so that's that one. So we'll put that one on, yeah, I think that one. Green on green, I think, and then on blue. So we'll do that. And then this one we can do as a birthday card, or we could do as a "You're a greatest dad by far." I have got to do my dad a birthday card. A Father's Day card for June. Obviously I'm getting ahead. It's quite therapeutic watching and listening to someone else colour too. Oh, that's good. I'm glad that you're finding it therapeutic, and thank you, Carol. I'm glad that you like that. It's come out nice. Oh no, oh, nearly I forgot my Whisper White layer. Where's my Whisper White layer gone? See, almost, but not quite, because I do think it needs that extra Whisper White in there just to zhuzh it up a bit. Ooh, see, we nearly have moments here too. You get to see them all live. But I don't mind. You'll forgive me if I make a mistake. It's lovely. Right, let's pop that on there. There we go. We have a little wiggle room, so that's good. So I do have to make a card for my dad, as I was saying before. I forgot I'd put the wrong thing down. But he's not a golfer, so I think this one, which doesn't actually have golf in it. I mean, it's got a sound. It's got obviously the. It's got the June thingy bit in it, but it could be anything, couldn't it? Really. I reckon I might get away with that. We'll see. Otherwise, it might turn into a happy birthday. Let's see. Although it does say "You're the greatest guy by far," which I think he would kind of guess was that. So maybe we just turn this into a happy birthday one. And I do like the happy birthday on this set. And can I just give a big shout out to Debs, because this is Deb's set and she lent it to me because I don't have it. So thank you, Debs, for lending me this. You are a star, as always. And I'm putting your stickers on for you, so at least, you know, I'm trying to be helpful. At least you're going to get your stickers on. So that's something. There we go. Excellent. So that's it's a nice happy birthday font there, isn't it? It's lovely. So we'll pop that one on. And again, I think we can do Night of Navy because it will be close to that background, and there's a little bit of Night of Navy in here. So it'll just pull that out, bring that out, should I say. Okay, I really do have to. Can you hear that beeping in the background, or is it just me? If it's just me, then I can, you know, just ignore it. But if it's you as well, I need to go and turn it off. I like the fact, Alison, you have a crafty hobby of watching people, not just crafting, but watching people craft. That's nice. Now, do I want to just pop it in there? I think I don't know if I want to punch that or if I just want to leave it. I think I quite like it that size. Yeah, I think so. I quite like that size to give it some oomph. I'll just chop it a little bit. It's kind of straight. I think it's straight. Although I'm not sure that that's not wider at one end than the other. It might just be my eyes, because my eyes are a bit like that. That's definitely not straight. I'm going to get my little mini trimmer out. I love my little mini trimmer. Let's just, yeah, see, that was definitely wider at one end than the other. And then the only problem with the little ones is trying to work out how to get your finger underneath to see if it's straight or not. See, I'm not convinced. Maybe it is. What do we think? Oh yeah, not bad. Okay, it's just my eyes then. We'll go with that being straight. Don't ever put your fingers underneath and then close it down, just saying. Okay, now the question is, where can we put that so it doesn't, oh no, see, it's going to hide too much. Oh no, that's not good. No, okay, in that case, let me find my, will it fit in my classic label? We may have to do the punching thing. Let's see. What do we think? I think it hides too much. But now it does fit in there, but I have to do it bigger. Have to leave more room around it. So what's your favourite stamp set that everyone's using at the moment? Anything particular? Have you been getting away from everything with a particular stamp set? Or are you just randomly picking things out of your shelves and giving it a go, or getting them out of boxes if you can? Suzanne, when are you going to get yours back out of boxes? That's dreadful that they're going to be, that they're still in boxes. That's not good at all. Oh, I love a crunch of a classic label. That's better. That's not going to take quite so much out, is it? Take a bit of a tree off maybe. We could even pop it up there, but I think just look, you could even get it in there, but I think that's taking the mickey a bit. We might just do that. Yeah, what do we think? What do we think? High, or maybe at an angle? I don't like the angle because it just goes against the flow. I think maybe we just go over a tree slightly like that. Or we could just take the top off of that one. Decision. Oh, we could just go across there or across the middle. Oh, what about across the middle? I actually quite like across the middle. What do you think? Very random for me at the moment. Okay, the Parisian one for Sheila. Really like the effect you've done. Thank you, Jean. Yes, the Parisian one's great for spring, isn't it? I quite like the middle. I know it's going over the thingy, but I quite like that. Do we think middle? I think middle. I'm going to give you a few moments to tell me whether you like middle or not while I go and switch this light on. Across the middle, says Carol. Good. Okay. Because it's hard otherwise. Why are you still beeping when I put the light on? It's hard to see otherwise, isn't it? That you where it would fit. But I think centrally just gives that middle. Yes. Okay. Good. I'm getting thumbs up for the middles. Okay. So we're going to pop mini dimensionals on here. We go. Now, Jean, I'm trying to do it now. Just put some bits in the craft room, even though the floor is still waiting to be done. Oh, okay, cool. Sister says it's time to be crafting as you've been really miserable. Yes, I'm not surprised. You would be miserable if you're not crafting. I forgot you were having all your stuff rearranged and redone, weren't you? Hard work, hard work. So now, Jean, we need to meet virtually this week. We were going to be meeting in person, but sadly the tea shop's closed and we need to be doing our social distancing stuff. But we can do a nice Zoom call and have tea at the other end together. So don't be worrying, we will still do that, okay? Now, see, I'm using my tweezers because it's tiny and sometimes you just need your tweezers to help place stuff. I'm thinking that's central and straight. Yeah, that looks right, I think. Does that look okay? Or is it just going down at this end? I always think it's going down at the end, but I think it's my astigmatism. Oh yeah, see, now that's going up again. Oh, that's not good. Down, down, down. Yeah, I think that's better. We happy with that? Means I'll have to remove it all once it's time to do the floor. Oh, okay. Good stuff. So, there we go. Excellent. Right. So that's good. Yes, we will have to have a look and see what you do. Okay, so that's that one. Next up, final one. Do we want to do this one or do you want me to move on to the other one? I'm happy onto the by the dock. I'm happy to keep going with the watercolour pencils if it's helping people understand the technique. But I'm going to drink some more tea. Helen's on. Hi Helen. And Suzanne says beautiful moments. Yes, that's lovely. And John, I've got your beautiful moments for your rewards. So I'm going to paste it to you, if that's okay, in the hopes that that's the easiest way of getting it to you, because we're all stuck. Homebound. Okay. I'm going to carry on because you didn't tell me otherwise, so I'm just going to carry on with this one. This we've now got a nice big tree to work with. So again, we've got some hashing going on here in the dark bits, which some people find easier than doing the circular motion. It just depends on what you're used to, I think. And we've got some trees coming in, we've got some branches coming in here that we'll have to work around, because we want to make sure that we're not putting green where it should be brown. And we've also got some lighter areas, so we can start working on some light and dark shading, which is good. So we've done quite a lot of the dark bits. I think that's actually a gap in the tree. Okay, so we might need to talk about doing a little bit of sky for this one, just because I think some of those look like green, but that looks a bit like a sky moment in there. You know how trees sometimes have that area where it's open and you can see through them? I think that's one of those bits. Okay, so we'll just... But you know what? It's your Stampin' at the end of the day. If you decide that it's all solid, then put it all solid. That's up to you. Who's going to know? You know, the designer's not going to be coming over and going, "Oi, I didn't mean it like that." Or if they did, they're a long way from home. Yes, exactly. Yeah, we're going to be adding more colour in here now. And Linda says her pencils are in a safe place as well. Oh dear, that's not good. Now the thing I can find is that I can get armache. So you do need to be a little bit more careful with yourself. Make sure that you're not giving yourself cramp in your hands, okay? Especially those of you who suffer with arthritis. This is not a good thing to do necessarily for a long period of time when you start getting into the detailed work. So just take your time with it. Don't be too... It's when I find I'm concentrating, I tighten my grip. So it's better to just shake your hand out, let it loosen, and give yourself a little bit more time. Okay. So we've got all that, we've got our dark bits going in. We're going to do some different greens. So we're going to start to add in some granny apple to the ends, because the ends are where the freshness comes. So we can add a bit into the centre, as if we've got fresh leaves coming in around these pieces. It's always good to add a bit of freshness, because trees do grow at different paces. You know, they've got they'll have older leaves and fresher leaves, and it's all a bit of a mix of colours. So you want to make sure that you're adding, it's not all uniform. If you make it all one colour, it does make it very flat, and we don't want flat, we want colour. And then, as Suzanne just commented on, you know, adding a lighter shade at one side where the sun's hitting it also helps to add dimension. So that's true. So you can add a smidgy of yellow up here, as if, you know, like when you see daffs and they've their heads are to the sun. I posted a photograph. I think I might have done it on my personal page, but anyway, I posted my daffs and they were against a sky and backlit, and that's that sort of lighting coming through the foliage. And you can add a bit more of the granny apple, and then you can go back in again and darken up some places, and it gives you real depth when you're adding different colours. And trees are different colours. You could even bring in an old olive and add a bit of old olive, even though the cardstock is garden green, you know, adding a little bit of different colours and shades won't damage the coordination, but it will bring your trees to life when you've got a large tree like this. There we go. So that looks a little bit more dynamic, don't you think? And then if you really want to give it a zhuzh, you can just go over them all, and this lightens it as well, so these will become more spring-like trees, okay, when you add the blender pen. So again, really add in some brightness to those edges. And you don't have to blender pen all of it, that's the other thing. You know, you could just use your blender pen on some of it and not other pieces. So just where you think you need a little bit of added zhuzh, which is a technical term. There we go. Looking good? Looking pretty good. Okay. Now we do need to do a little bit, I did say we need to do a tiny bit of sky just showing through, and it's just showing through here and here. So we do need to add a little bit there. And again, you can go around the edge of your image with a blue. I do think this balmy blue is quite a dark balmy blue. It's not as light as our balmy blue we've got, but you can go around it with a little bit of an edge, and we'll just blend that in a second. So just a little gentle line around the edge. Okay, so you're not really trying to draw a sky as such, you're just outlining the tree really. And then we will just sort of soften that again. Soften that blue in there. And then this just gives it a kind of a sky-ish look without actually being too much of a sky, if you see what I mean. Okay, you probably can't see that on the video because it's probably a bit too light to be picked up. I don't know, can you, if you can see that? No, you'll probably see it better on the picture when I take the picture, so we'll do that. Okay, so that's that. We'll just add in that little line again here. I'm just going to let that dry while we do the rest of it, until I put the colour for the trunks in. We'll do that in a sec. Now I'm just adding a little bit of green to around the edge of the stream, and then we'll go in with the blue. So we've got that water coming through here. Lovely. Like so. Okay. Didn't really need much more than that. Now, I think Night of Navy trousers, I think, for the guy. And then that'll pull him into the card that we're doing for him as well. And remember, even though it's a dark colour, we do need extra shading in certain parts. So do the shading first and then we can go in afterwards, or you can do the colouring first and then go in with the shading. It's entirely up to you. I've just gone in, done it there and the other way, so you could see that you can do both. I love watching you colour. Oh, thanks, Kayla. And you don't use them enough. I know you go through fads, don't you, and phases of getting different things out. But because I did my working with colour class last month, this month, just the other week, and I forgot how much I enjoyed using my coloured pencils until you get them out again and play with them, and then you go, oh, why don't I do this more often? Okay. Nice. Okay. Then we can use the black if we want to, because actually we've got a basic grey. Let's use a basic grey for the soles of his shoes. There's little shoes in there, a little lighter there, but still a bit darker. And then what colour should we do his top? Let's have a think. Which one haven't we used? We've not done a red, although, or maybe a cherry cobbler. Actually, cherry cobbler looks lovely with dark blue, doesn't it? Yeah, let's pop him up with a cherry cobbler top. He could be Tiger, because Tiger wears red on Sundays when he's winning, or in the hopes that he'll be winning anyway. I think it's his lucky colour. So do that. Normally I start singing. I've been very good. I think I just take note. I've been good. I've not been singing at you this time. Oh, but I have been going on for an hour. Oh heavens. Okay. Well, we might have to leave it after this one and just do these, and I might come back and do By the Dock another day, because I wanted to do some you know, lots of stuff with that, and I need to get ready for a call I've got later on. So yeah, you just get lost doing watercolouring, that's the thing. There we go. Now this one I'm going to really brighten by using my blender pen, but trying to keep that dark, the dark patches. Blender pens will move the colour, so you do have to be a little bit careful that you move the colour down into the dark areas and not up into where the light areas are. Do you see what I mean? So move them away. Yeah, that's okay. And to clean your blender pen, you just wipe it off on a piece of cardstock until it goes clear again, and then you know you're ready for the next one. Should we do another yellow hat? Need to do it tomorrow. Okay, it's past midnight. Oh no! Just what I was thinking, said Lisa Jane. You're off work for the week. Many of us are. Well, not me, but many other people are. Shall we do I think we'll still do a yellow hat, because I think he needs a bit of cheering up here. It's very dark otherwise in this thingies. There we go. And we'll leave him with some dark brown hair. And you don't have to colour everything. I haven't done his arms, for example, but maybe we should. Where's my Calypso Coral? There you go. Might give him a bit of a darker tan, but still come in. And I'm very glad you're watching, since it's past midnight. That's dedication, that is. But thank you for your joining. There we go. There we go. Excellent. So that's him done. I mean, look at that. 3 cards done in an hour. Which, considering it's colouring, that's actually not bad. Sometimes it takes considerably longer. I'm just going to take the end off my glue. Oh my word! I've just seen. There's an aeroplane trail in the sky. It must be the first one I've seen in about a week over here, so I don't know, somebody must be going off somewhere. It's amazing the things that you suddenly get used to not seeing, like aeroplane trails. Living so close to Heathrow, normally we've got them all over the sky, plus we've got Farnborough Airport and everything right next to us, so you know, normally we see those trails all the time. And in the last few days I've noticed they've just decreased to the point of almost nothingness. So I have to say, whatever else this is doing, it's got to be helping the environment, because we're not pumping so much nasty stuff into the sky at the moment. That's, you know, if we can look for any kind of silver lining, that must be the one that we've got to look for and cling to, I think. Oh, do you know what? I think I was going to put him on that side. Oh, well, never mind. He'll be on this side now. Yeah, I think I was going to use the golf ball side. Oh, shame. Never mind. We'll do another one with the golf balls another day. Right, let's pop that one on there. A bit over. A bit more over this way. There we go. There we go. Now this one, we could use the par one, couldn't we? Because he is a golfer. It's obviously a golfer's card. So this one we could do that. Check my leading edge. Go down there. Okay. Now I've done them all very centrally, and you don't need to do them centrally, and you could move them over, put some ribbon, put some, but I've made them quite simple just because, for time really. But you know, you could do all kinds of things. Because see, he's going to fit up there quite nicely, isn't he? You could do all kinds of things with this set, so you know, it's just me being simple. You know me, I like to be simple. Right, I've lost my ink again. Where's it gone? There we go. Let's put some "You're the Greatest" guy here. That's nice, isn't it? Stamps well. We like that. And then what should I put that in? I think the oh, would it fit in this one? Oh, it fits in that one nicely. Look at that. Now, if you're wondering what this one is, this is one of the new lovely sets. So label me lovely, label me fancy, but I can never remember which way round it is. So there's that one, and then there's this one that it layers on top of. So this one layers on top of that, or on top of that, whichever way round. You can do it both. I can't remember which way. I think this is label me lovely, no, fancy, and the other one's label me lovely. Okay, so that will go there, or it will go here. Oh, we didn't do my, yeah, I think it's going to go up here. I think that'll go nicely up there. That'll go okay, won't it? It's a bit close to his head, but I think it's all right. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. Thank you, Carol. I'm glad you were mesmerised by it. Yeah, so let's put that up on some dimensionals and then do my trees. I forgot to do my trees. You can still do them even though you're after the event, as it were, because it's all flat. If you'd have put it up on dimensionals, obviously then you wouldn't be able to go in and add your colours again, because you'd be like, you know, trying to stamp and stuff on, or colour onto card that was lifted, and that's never a good thing. Yeah, that's not bad at all. So what was I after? I was after some early espresso, and the good news is you're just outlining these because they're so tiny. You're not going to do not much shading on these. Bring them down, and if you find that you've missed stuff afterwards, you can just go back in and do it, as long as you're, you know, careful and don't feel too stressed about it, because if you feel stressed, that's when you're going to make a mistake. So don't feel stressed about it, just go back in and do that. You'll be fine. Yeah, cool. Trudy, you've come on right at the end. But we've finished. I realise I need to up my game when colouring. There's no upping of game, it's just practice, Jan. That's all it is. It's just practice and you will be fine. It's just about learning the different techniques and giving it a go, you know. And the thing is that this sheet of paper makes 12 of these. You get 3 by 3, I think, or maybe even more. I can't remember how many you get, but you get lots of these images repeated on the sheet, so you can make loads of cards and practice with these, because you get 2 sheets, so you could practice with one set and then give the final set away. But yeah, they're cool, aren't they? I think they're nice. So in my continued aim to keep us all stamping, we will be doing more stamping. Oh, thanks, Lisa Jane. I'm glad you could watch me all day. We're going to be doing more stamping. We're going to be doing more Facebook Lives and stuff, and I will be organising some Zoom calls for people who are doing classes. And if you've not used Zoom, don't panic. I will set up a private group for people who are coming to class, and I'm going to be streaming it to YouTube at the same time. So you will be able to see me no matter where you are. All right. If you don't, if we have people in our class who don't do Facebook because they're teachers and they're not allowed to be on Facebook, etc., then I'll be putting that on Zoom and they'll be able to join us live from there. So that'll be good. So the Simply Stylish, for those of you who've got the packets, please come along on Wednesday and join in and craft along with us at 12:30 on Wednesday. If you don't have the packets, I'm sure that some of you will have things at home that will work. So you will be able to craft along with us and do some more crafting with us on Wednesday. So 12:30, okay? I think that's about it. I'm going to come back and do the other set another day. And I have got... I'm going to be sending out more cards to people and various things, so please, if I don't have your address, let me have your address. I should have most people's addresses, I think, but if not, I do want to try and send out more cards. I have a new hashtag called Daily Dose of Happiness, if you haven't seen that yet. So a daily dose of happiness, please use it all over the world. So if you're in Texas or if you're in Australia, then or New Zealand or anywhere else in Europe, please, or in America, please use my hashtag, A Daily Dose of Happiness. I'd love for us to just share as many cards as possible with that hashtag on it. The idea was that we would have something going out every day, or at least have a card that you've made every day going up onto our wall, either on in my crafty corner for my customers or in my team group. But I want to spread it, so I'm adding it to Instagram, I'm adding it all over the place. So just keep doing that, and let's get the momentum going to tell people that we don't give a dose of medicine, we give a dose of happiness in this time of need to as many people as possible by sharing our inspiration around the world, and also actually sending cards. So the whole point of it is that you take a picture of a card you are going to send, or you have put in the post that day, or your friend or whoever has received it that day, if you can't post it on the group before they actually get it, because you know that they would know it, they would see it. Do you know what I mean? So yes, so that's what we're trying to do. So I have birthdays coming up this week. I know a customer who would love that. I know somebody who would love that. Actually, I might keep that one for Sean, because he's been playing golf a lot more recently, and he's very sad because his golf thing may even be cancelled. It's in June, but we're not sure. So we'll see. So I might give that to Sean, cheer him up. Or on the other hand, he might go, oh, I can't play golf, so I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how that one goes. Alison, I'm glad you enjoyed watching it from your sofa today, and I hope you get into your craft room again very soon. And folks, just have a lovely week, and I'll see you back here again on Wednesday, and then next Monday. Alrighty, have a lovely week. You take care, folks. Bye.